Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Now in today's video we have got a brand new project for you here today. But guys, before we get into it, could please smash a like, subscribe down below if you are new, and turn the notifications on so you don't miss future video. Make sure to go ahead and follow me over on Twitter at JPKDeFi. Starting to be a bit more active over there, so go ahead and follow me over there to see what I'm doing in crypto and DeFi before it gets to YouTube. And check out the link in the description to the premium Discord server if that's something you're interested in. You get to see my portfolio. We do cool shot of the week, there's a bunch of other benefits, so check it out if that's something you're interested in. But with that being said, let's jump into it. So, Looper Finance, Gamified, Rebase, data returns up to 20%, 10-day ROI up to 519.2%. It's time to disrupt DeFi. Now, as we know, there's been a lot of these Rebase tokens. Call them what you want. Call them DAOs 2.0, Titano forks, Rebase projects, whatever you want to call them, right? It all essentially means the same thing. So we have got these Rebase projects. However, Looper Finance, what they are is they are a gamified version of this Rebase project, right? And we're going to go into what that means in just a second, okay? So we can go ahead and view the docs, we can go ahead and buy the Loop token, and we can go ahead and enter the app, which we're going to do all of those things just to display. We're going to display all of those pages so you can see what that looks like. So introduction, we aim to disrupt the traditional DeFi with a combination of an innovative Loop concept, GameFi, and dynamic tax system to reward investors. So the Loop concept. Loop phases are what sets apart our gamified Rebase tokens from traditional Rebase tokens. Each phase covers a certain number of days where certain events will occur. These events help to raise the price of Loop and reward the loopers, which is obviously people that are investing. They're calling them the loopers, right? Their community, which is pretty cool. So Gamified, participate in our play to earn game to receive up to 20% data return. Data return is different for everyone depending on their in-game scores. Loopers will accumulate e-balance by playing our game, claim e-balance to receive an equal amount of Loop tokens, and they have a dynamic tax system, 13% buy tax, 20% sell tax, dynamic tax, and dynamic burn. Sustains the protocol with ample resources to upkeep liquidity, treasury, and hedge against inflation. Minimize negative price manipulation by whales, and the first ever dynamic burn reduces inflation dynamically without adding extra taxes. So first things first, their tax system, 13% buy, 20% sell, is fairly high, but I do agree with a tax system with projects because, as we know, people jump in early, especially whales. They make some money and they dump all their tokens. So with a tax system like this, it doesn't stop all of the pressure, but what it does is it penalizes people that are trying to do that, which entail will sort of put them off doing that on the early stages, which will help out the project in the long term. So the Loop concept and the GameFi aspect is very interesting. Now, I haven't actually seen a project have this sort of total, a Rebase project anyway, have this mechanism where they have all of these different things involved to make it the project that it is. This is pretty unique that I haven't seen before. Let me know if you've seen something like this before and I've missed out on it, but I don't think so. So this is how it works. You buy the Loop token, the trader route hold Loop tokens in your wallet, cash out anytime the token price is higher than your initial buying price. Then you've also got the Looper route, which is recommended. Enter Loop, play and earn e-balance in Loop phase A, claim e-balance in Loop phase B. And option 1, you've got a lower risk and high reward, cash out Loop tokens in Loop phase B. Or you've got the option 2, which is higher risk, high reward, cash out Loop tokens at the right time and Loop phase C and become a millionaire. Now, isn't that a good plan, or a good plan in theory, right? Here's a breakdown of each Loop phase. You can see the different phases there of how it all works. Now, it's pretty in-depth. I'm not going to read over all of this because I don't want to confuse you guys. So go ahead and read over it yourself and truly understand it and take your time with it because it is fairly in-depth. I was reading over it before I started recording and it looks like a pretty good system there. So they've got price stability and growth systems. They've got a tax system there. Sustains the protocol, minimize price manipulation by whales. They have a burning mechanism, so dynamic burns 20% of existing dynamic tax to push up the price, and that essentially causes a deflationary model instead of inflationary, which is obviously good, right? So this reduces tax imposed on an ordinary investor and increases the profits for everyone. So the Treasury, hedge against volatility in the market to ensure stability of the Loop tokens. A small portion of the Treasury will also be used for airdrop gas fees only in phase B, and you can see what that means over here, right? So phase A is 1 to 7, B is 8 to 9, C is day 10, and D is day 11 to 15, and that's kind of how the circle works there. Okay, So Treasury Vault, so used for growth, investments and giveaways based on community vote, and they have buybacks and burn system. 80% of the Treasury balance is used to perform a massive buyback from the QuickSwap liquidity pool. All of the tokens bought in the buyback and all the remaining unclaimed tokens will be burnt, which is pretty cool. And they have anti-rug measures hard-coded into protocol, no mint function, fixed max total supply, fixed max sell, Genosis safe, multi-sig secured fund wallets, and they have been KYC'd, which is good to know and good to hear. So there's some pretty cool information there. It's fairly in-depth, so again, I'd recommend reading that over. They've only got about 100 followers over on Twitter at the moment. They are on Polygon, hence they're only following Polygon there on Twitter. But they are building up their following, which is nice to see. Alright, so looking over at the documentation, what is Looper Finance? Well, it's the first ever gamified rebase project with a daily return up to 20%, an explosive 10-day ROI up to 500% built on Polygon. We aim to disrupt traditional DeFi. Okay, we read that. The fundamentals of Looper are loops, which loopers participate in. Each loop, there are 4 loop phases that cycle one after the other. When a loop ends, a new one begins. There are 4 main components, which are the loop tokens, loop phases, play to earn, and e-balance. How does it actually work? Buy loop tokens, participate in play to earn, claim your e-balance, cash out, enter a new loop with a new token. So that's pretty much how it works. That's pretty simplified there. Here you've got all of the different mechanisms and there how you can profit. Why does it exist? We believe that traditional rebase tokens in DeFi and long-term staking strategies are not sustainable and highly volatile based on external factors. For example, if Bitcoin price goes down, most traditional rebase token price will also go down. Furthermore, traditional rebase token price highly depends on continuous flow of new investors. For years, whale investors have a bigger sway on the price as they can move the price trend and make quick profits anytime. Their solution is break the rules. We created a gamified rebase token with variable daily return that only depends on its own protocol, concept, and investors. How to join Looper Finance? So they did have a public sale, public launch. Who created it? Team is anonymous. Created Looper Finance out of a passion to innovate and disrupt the traditional DeFi. We have KYC planned in our roadmap post-launch. Who runs Looper Finance is currently taken by the core team. However, they are looking to go into a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization, in the near future, which basically just means, if you're new to DeFi, it just means that the community pretty much essentially runs the project or has a lot of input in the next moves for the project. So it's all based on community votes there, which is obviously what most projects, it's beneficial to do that, to go that way, right? So you go how you can profit. Here's all the different systems which we've gone over. Tutorials, KYC there, and it looks like they have been KYC'd by coinsalt.net. I haven't heard of Coinsalt, but if that, there you go, you guys can take a look at that. They are auditing post-launch, so just beware that they haven't been audited just yet. And there you go, you can go ahead and buy Looper Finance directly through their website, app.looperfinance.swap. And you can come here and buy it with, whatever coins you have, right? Matic, USDC, whatever, on the Polygon network. And then as you can see, here is the dashboard. The dashboard looks pretty cool. I do like it. There's the play and earn, play.looper.finance, and it looks like it brings up it's built on Unity, which if you know about game development or whatever, this is pretty fine. Most people can do that. So good stuff. Or most people can use it, right, in terms of being user friendly for us to play the game on there, which is good to see. So there's a guide here which gives you guys some information on the project. Again, here's a calculator. Here's the APY. Again, they're not fully live yet, so of course that doesn't help, right? That's not accurate. But if we go over to here, we can see that they last tweeted 52 minutes ago. There, it looks like they've done a video. Looper Finance is on fire, trading enabled, and rockets launched. Okay, there you go. So they are live. Investors enjoying up to 20% daily interest on our unique play to earn game. So check that out if that is something that you're interested in. And they have quite a few other tweets there for they have quite a few different tweets there with information, which is good to see. So just some information from Looper Finance directly there. Most long-term investment projects heavily rely on a continuous influx of new investors to sustain the price with high APY. You're expected to invest and simply hope for the best long term with these types of projects. As many veterans of the DeFi space would agree, tons of long-term investment projects have failed to sustain the high APY over a long period of time. For example, many Ohm forks, Titano forks, Node forks, BNB, Fury forks have all failed to sustain a price long-term, especially with a lack of utility. Unlike these long-term investment projects that are mostly infinite Ponzi schemes, Looper Finance is a series of short-term investments that are more akin to a decentralized lottery where investors have control. Investors' tokens are never locked and their initial balance is never reduced. They are free to buy and sell whenever they want, depending on their appetite for risk versus reward. Through our unique 15-day loop concept, we are weaponizing buybacks with a massive buyback and burn in loop phase C, which will skyrocket the price for a short window, then drop and stabilize as more investors sell. After a loop ends, a new loop begins with a new token, new liquidity, and new price independent of the previous loop, which is pretty interesting to see. And I'm in favor of actually, having this type of system. I think it's going to be interesting to see how this does perform. Okay, a key differentiating factor is that the max 20% daily return doesn't have to be sustained forever, but rather only 10 days until the rebase rewards stop for that loop. Another big difference is that our variable daily return of 20%. The daily return is different for everyone depending on the in-game scores. So some might get 0.3%, 5%, 15%, and so on up to 20% depending on their greed and luck. There's no negative daily returns and your initial balance is never touched. This is just a control mechanism to reduce inflation. Loopers have to play the game daily. It takes less than 5 minutes as the daily return resets every day for the every day following UTC. While our focus is on a series of short-term investments, we have several long-term return mechanisms for our investors who are not able to cash out profit by loop phase C, which is going to be interesting to see there. So they are KYC verified by CoinSol. They're going to do another KYC and audit post-launch. They had the most successful pre-sale on PinkSale, or one of the most successful pre-sales on PinkSale, which is interesting, and they launched on the 4th of June. Contrary to other projects, we're launching all our products, website, docs, dashboard, and game full ready, and public Looper is very minimally impacted by bearish markets. This is because of our short 15-day loops and pairing with USD Plus. So there you go, guys. There is some information about Looper. Very interesting stuff. Guys, that's going to be it for the video. I'm interested to see how this project does perform long term. Let me know down below what you think of this project, and let me know what you think of this, of the way that they've gone in terms of their design, right, and how the mechanism works. Interested to hear your thoughts. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Smash a like if you have, and yeah, I'll see you on my next video. Peace.